Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi, weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. And I want to give you at least an early look at what the Weather Prediction Center is saying regarding Saturday, because I know that is the topic of conversation. And this is the probability of at least a quarter of an inch of liquid occurring that falls as either as snow and or sleet. So in other words, it's really the probability of at least 2 inches of accumulation. And I want you to notice one of the things I noticed today from their forecast is they kind of pulled it up ever so slightly to the northwest. The darker green represents a 30 to 50% chance of uh, 2 inches or more. And the lighter yellowish green, I guess if you want to call it that, is talking about 10 to 30% of at least 2 inches. And I think this actually makes a lot of sense in terms of what I'm seeing as far as the weather models are concerned over the last several days. This is going to be a question of how much snow do you get in here while the atmosphere is still cold enough to produce accumulating snow before it goes over to sleet and then ends as some rain. The bigger probabilities of 70%, 50 to 70%, and 70 to 90% are all across Pennsylvania, except the extreme south and southeast, and also into northwest New Jersey. And then if you go up the Hudson Valley, up Route 84, and the same for Connecticut. And I would say, just say that you're going to have to expect, and there's going to be some back and forth with this in the next couple of days until we can settle on some numbers. Okay, so as far as weather going on today, it's all pretty much in the western part of the U.S. still, as that energy is coming in. A lot of fog across the Gulf states, some flash flooding occurring in parts of Mississippi due to rain that is on the radar. And looking at the satellite before we get to the radar, still dealing with this stalled frontal boundary here that is running southwest to northeast. And there are a couple of ripples, one moving this morning from Virginia eastward, and I think southernmost New Jersey and southernmost Pennsylvania will be the northern extent of getting skimmed with some rain. And then there's a second area of rain behind that one. And the other system to look at, you've got this lead one, you've got this week one, and you've got this week one. This one here is eventually going to just kind of pick all this up and transport it out of here so that maybe we can get some improving weather conditions, but there's going to be yet another system, number four, and that's going to be for Wednesday night and early Thursday. That is going to be a cold front that winds up setting the ball in motion for bringing colder air down here and also the snow, ice, and rain scenario for Saturday. Here's the radar as of 8:30 Eastern Time. That first batch of rain, Maryland, Delaware, again, probably skimming parts of southern New Jersey and extreme southern Pennsylvania, right along the state line, down into northern North Carolina. And then you've got the second area that is running from western North Carolina and eastern Tennessee, and also into parts of western Virginia and southern West Virginia, south and west into northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, and even a couple of thunderstorms that are thrown in for good measure. So, taking a look, we're still watching the developments here with regards to how this plays out, and this geographic view on tropical tidbits only shows precip. It doesn't delineate whether the precip is rain or snow. But I just want to illustrate what's happening here. This is our system here for Wednesday night and Thursday with a weak cold front that comes through here Wednesday night. That storm strengthens quite a bit as it moves into the Gulf of Maine, and you've got this big high coming down right behind it. Thursday is going to be a very windy day here. We're going to have to deal with probably some wind advisories in parts of the Northeast down into the northern and mid-Atlantic states until the low pulls out. This becomes a huge gale center out near Newfoundland. It's 964 low there, and the high is now building in, and you can also start to see the approach of precip from our weather system for Saturday. And with that, let's go tight on this, because ultimately it is going to be a matter of how many hours For the coast anyway, it's going to be a matter of how many hours do you snow and how hard does it snow before it changes over to rain. The low is going pretty far to the north into Wisconsin. You've got this big high in the St. Lawrence Valley that's going to really try its best to hold. And that is key here. What's going on out in the Atlantic is going to keep that high in place for at least a short time. And this is what the GFS says the radar looks like by 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. So it is bringing precip in a little bit faster. The low is over Central Lake Michigan and moving. It's actually going to probably redevelop. And by Saturday evening, it's changed over to rain along the immediate coast and from central New Jersey on southward, but it's mostly snow north and east of there. In the meantime, setting it up, there will be probably some snow breaking out in northeastern Virginia into Pennsylvania by Saturday morning, and that darker blue area would indicate probably moderate to maybe even a few bursts of heavy snow. So I think what we're going to just keep doing is we're going to wait for another day or two for models to continue to sort of vacillate back and forth on this. I wouldn't really draw any early conclusions other than the fact that this is definitely going to be a situation where along the coast you're going to get far less than what winds up falling inland. And unless there's some huge surprise, I really don't see this as being a huge snow producer. Unless this low is a lot weaker and winds up tracking a bit further south and east. And at least for now, I'm not getting a sense that that's going to happen yet. But we've got, I think, another day or two to figure it all out. So as far as an early call snow forecast, I will not be doing that till tomorrow. And it'll be for members of my Patreon platform that will get to see that. So if weather is your thing, you might consider joining up for that. It's just $2 a month. In the meantime, you've got the 2 free weather apps: the meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app and Angry Ben's weather app, the Angry Weatherman. Those are free, and there's a lot of weather information on there, including every snowfall forecast map from South Carolina all the way up into Maine from the National Weather Service, and they update automatically. Again, those apps are free and available on Google Play and on the App Store. Website posts and app posts throughout the day. The Joe and Joe Weather Show tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll review all the daytime weather modeling and everything else that's going on, and we'll see if we can figure something out with regards to this weekend and the longer term pattern, which, by the way, looks fairly wintry going through the rest of this month. Have a great day, everybody.